the truth you're avoiding. You met a man at the masquerade. You made me feel unimportant. Now you just pray I don't say your name.
Hey, what's going on, people? My name is Terrell Andretti, and I'm the Narc's nemesis. For those of y'all watching me on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. That helps YouTube's algorithm pick up this content and push it out to more people that need it. Somebody liked it for you, so make sure you like it for somebody. If you need a one-on-one phone session, the link is down below in the video description. If you need to talk, if you need to vent, if you need advice custom-made and tailor-fitted to your situation, make sure y'all book a session. I do all cities, states, time zones, and countries, so please do not let that deter you from booking a session. If you do not see your desired date or time on the website, make sure y'all send me an email, which is in the video description as well, and we will get you scheduled. Make sure y'all go check out my new pop project, Supernova. It is out now on all streaming platforms, and it is available throughout the videos in the channel. The intro, Hard to Kill, is also available throughout the channel. It's a live performance video, so y'all make sure y'all check that out. Tap in and let me know what y'all think. Today I want to talk to y'all about, man, I just had it. Waiting on karma. Waiting on the narcissist to receive their karma. And this is a valid emotional response for, you know, anybody who's been through this. You want them to suffer. You want them to feel what you feel. You want them to go through the things that you went through and or worse. And you have the right to feel that way, because a lot of these individuals have done unjust things towards you. They have hurt you in, you know, the lowest way. They put you through, you know, unimaginable things. So it's only right to want that, you know, to be reciprocated. But when I tell people that you're not going to heal until you stop waiting for it. Because if you're sitting there, and a lot of people will say this, yeah, it's been 2 or 3 years, you know, I'm still waiting on them to receive. That's why you haven't healed. Because you're still attaching your healing, and I have a video, it's called Outcome-Based Healing. You're still waiting to heal based off of what happens to them. And I might have touched on this too a couple weeks ago, but fuck it, we're going to touch on it again. You're responsible for your healing, not anybody else. And people avoid this because they're avoiding doing the fucking work. Because when you're doing the work, you can't put it on nobody else. I say this all the time. You're not responsible for what happened to you, but you are responsible for how you move forward. Nobody's triggers are like, your triggers aren't anybody else's fault. You got to work on that. You can have a dialogue, you know, with whoever it is, and y'all can work through it. But sole possession of your triggers means there's something still there that needs to be worked on. When you're waiting on something to happen to them, I don't give a damn what you've been through. I don't give a damn how long it was. As terrible as it was, you're attaching your future to what happens to them. What if it takes their karma 10 years? You mean to tell me you finna sit back and you finna wait on something to happen to them for 10 years? You done missed your next relationship. You done missed your next business opportunity. You're not going to therapy. You're not healing. You're being negative because, you know, you got the narcissistic fleas too, which are narcissistic traits you develop to survive around these individuals. So they're growing. They're not getting neutralized. So now you're walking around just as narcissistic as them, because your healing is attached to if something happens or doesn't happen to them, and it's preventing you from moving forward. Because when you really heal, when you really start healing, when you start reaping the true benefits of healing, you won't give a shit. And I know that may be hard to see because you're so emotionally invested in what happens to them, what doesn't happen to them, what they're doing, who they're talking to, what they've done, that it just seems so far-fetched. That's because you either haven't started or you're still on the beginning stages of your healing journey, or you're prolonging it because you're waiting on, you know, whatever you think's supposed to happen to them, or you're waiting for it to just go away. Because the thing is, you not confronting it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. You ignoring it does not mean it doesn't exist. You avoiding it and not taking care of it does not mean it doesn't exist. It's actually growing. And I tell people all the time, you're developing what they call narcissistic fleas, which is you're developing some of the same fucking traits that they have, because you had to develop them to survive around them. And a lot of people say it's trauma. It is trauma. But it's also narcissism you develop from being around them and trying to survive around them. And if you do not take accountability, and if you do not acknowledge that you have developed these traits, they're going to grow. So you're going to end up being more like them than you even understand and you're even aware of. Because it's easy for us to run to the, you know, the victim mentality, and that's cool, you know, you were a victim of something, but staying in that mentality will cause you to not be aware of the victims you're creating. Whether it's, you know, your kids, your family, a new spouse, your job, whatever it is, it doesn't allow you to fully assess your life because it's so wrapped up in I have to make this person suffer. I have to wait on them to suffer, or, you know, I won't suffer the same. I won't go through this again, or whatever the case is. It blinds you. So you end up tying that to, okay, if something hasn't happened to them, I won't give myself permission to heal. Some of y'all won't give yourself permission to heal because you won't deal with it. You're not going to the gym. You're not going to therapy. And on the lower spectrum, you're not even admitting that you have these problems. You're not admitting that you're still traumatized. You're not admitting that you haven't fully let that go. You're not admitting that you're still bothered. You're not admitting that it still hurts. You're not admitting that mentally you're still in that relationship. Mentally, you're still in that space. Mentally, you haven't left that relationship. Mentally, you're still catastrophizing situations. And if you don't know what catastrophizing is, that just means you're expecting the very worst out of everything, to the point where you're making it the worst. And I believe I'm saying that right. If I'm not, you know, y'all get in the comments and correct me, whatever the case is, but look it up. You're making that, you're dragging it into your future, to the point where it's not even a future. You're stuck in the past because whatever happened, it still has a hold on you. And you have the right to be hurt. You have the right to vent, and it's nothing wrong with that. But when you don't allow yourself to move forward because that abuse, that lashing out, that deflection, that devaluation, that dismissal, that cheating, lying, whatever the ongoing trauma was in that situation, because that's comfortable for you. Because you know how to react when you're when you're the target. So it's easy to stay in a position where you feel like you're the target. It's easier to stay in a position where you feel like you're the victim. It's easier to stay in a position where you feel like everybody's after you or everybody's attacking you. It's comfortable. But that is the very thing that is keeping you from truly moving forward, because to get comfortable, you have to get uncomfortable. Healing is not fucking comfortable. Healing is not sunshines and fucking rainbows. Healing is not a fucking Lifetime movie. Healing is not a Disney movie. Healing is not an Instagram reel. Healing is not the fucking Steve Harvey comments and videos and scriptures and all that. That's not healing. Healing is looking in the mirror and saying, this part of me is fucked up. Admitting this part of me is fucked up and actually owning it. Man, I do that shit. And I don't like it. But I'm not just going to act off of the fact that I don't like it. I'm actually going to fix it because I don't like it. That takes focus. That takes realization. That takes embarrassment. That takes guilt, and that takes shame, because you're looking at unfavorable parts of yourself. And a lot of people, when they look at these unfavorable parts of themselves, they don't take it as, okay, these are things I need to tweak to become a better person. They let that define them, and they get stuck in that definition. I don't want that label on myself. I don't want to be called that. I don't want to feel like that. And they get stuck there, and they don't progress. Waiting on a narcissist karma is you walking yourself to a casket. You're walking slowly to a casket because you think that by them receiving whatever karma you think they're supposed to be receiving, you've convinced yourself that that's going to finally free you. When actually that puts you in a bigger cage than when you were actually with them. Because they're still in control of you despite them being long gone. You might think you left that situation or they left you. That situation still lives in you because you have not released it. Because you still checking on them. You still checking on the friend. You still checking on the mama, the daddy. You still keeping tabs. They still got a job. They still in a happy relationship. They still in this. Focus on you. Because when you really growing and you really in your bag and you really fixing yourself and you really chasing your goals, I swear to God, you too tired to be looking on their page and seeing what did happen to them. You're too tired. You're too engulfed in, damn, I'm a little embarrassed that I have this going on with me. I'm a little shameful that I have this going on with me. But I'm working on it. You're busy. You ain't got time to worry about that shit because you're doing the work. Healing is consuming. But some people get overwhelmed and they can't deal with it because it's too much pressure. It's too much realization. It ain't nothing to hide behind. Stop waiting on them to receive permission to move forward. Even if you have kids with them, man, if the situation is so unfair, go to court. I don't give a damn how much it costs, because obviously your freedom is worth a whole lot more. Go to court so you can eliminate all the bullshit. Disarm. Only have conversations about your kid, not the fucking failed relationship, not how you're feeling. Have conversations about the kid. If they go outside of that, the conversation is over. Stop giving so much to what happens to them or what doesn't happen to them. Because the reason why you haven't moved forward is because you're in your way. Because you want to stay in the same mindset, in the same way of thinking, in the same habit that you had to survive that situation. Versus letting that shit go and doing the fucking work. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If you need if you need a phone session, if you need to talk, if you need to vent, if you need advice, custom made and tailor fitted to your situation, make sure y'all book a session. I do all cities, states, time zones, and countries. If you do not see your desired time or day, make sure y'all send me an email, which is in the video description as well, and we will get you scheduled. Also, my new pop project, Supernova, out now on all streaming platforms. Make sure y'all book a session. Book a session. Make sure y'all check that out. The intro, Hard to Kill, the performance video is available on the channel, so y'all make sure y'all check that out. And, leave me some feedback. Let me know what y'all think. Until next time, another day, another way. You ain't got to listen, but I know you heard me.